Hey, welcome back to the Detroit Lions Fonza, everyone. Here for my NFL Week 6 picks. So let's get right into it. Got the Steelers taking on the Titans Thursday night. And go with the Steelers in this matchup. Titans, they still got a lot to work on. They're having troubles, especially with their offense. Got to go with the Steelers in this one, picking up another win in a row. Though Troy probably won't be in this game. He's suffering with a re-injury of the same thing. Having troubles with that. But yeah, I got the Steelers in this one. Then you got the Chiefs taking on the Buccaneers. Chiefs coming off of their bye, if I'm not mistaken. Chiefs coming off of that loss against Baltimore. They played them tough, but you know it's in Tampa, so I'm gonna go with the Bucks here. Should be a fun one to watch, especially defensive wise, and you'll probably get some good runs from some of their running backs. You got some Jamal Charles and some of the other running backs in here, so this one should be fun as far as defense and run game goes. But I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Next, you got the Colts taking on the Jets. Colts coming off that big win against Green Bay. Did not expect that second half surge they had was good for them and their team. And then you got the Jets coming off that loss against the Texans. The Jets played a lot better than I thought. They still got a lot of things to work on. Colts going to New York. I got to pick the Jets here. Colts could surprise me though, but I got to go with the Jets. I think they're going to get it done at home. Next, you got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland coming off a loss against the New York Giants. Got to go with the Bengals here. There's going to be the second match between these two teams. The Bengals won the first matchup back in Cincinnati. I expect them to win again here. Bounce back after the loss they had to the Miami Dolphins. Next, you got the Falcons taking on the Raiders. Raiders coming off of their bye week. Falcons still keeping it rolling. And they're at home, so, you know, I got to go with the Falcons. We'll see what the Raiders do. I want to see if they improve their defense a little bit because they've been having problems, especially in their back end. And people have been able to run on them. So, yeah, they got to work on their D, and we'll see how their offenses does. But I got to go with the Falcons here. Got the Rams going to take on the Dolphins. In this matchup, I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going with the Dolphins. But, you know, the Rams have been playing some pretty stellar defense. I like what I'm seeing. They did give the Cardinals their first loss. But with the Dolphins being at home, and I like what I'm seeing out of this team, offense and defense, they're going to be a team to deal with in the near future here. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins at home. Next, you got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Dallas Cowboys. It will be in Baltimore. I got to go with the Ravens in this showdown. We'll see how the Cowboys bounce back after that game they had against the Chicago Bears. So they probably had some time to make some adjustments, and I expect a better game. But I got to go with the Ravens being at home. But I'm not going to be too surprised if Dallas pulls this one out. They have a lot to prove right here. Next, you got the Bills taking on the Cardinals. I'm not really sure what's going on with the Bills right now. They're up and down. It's just I don't know what to expect from this team. I got to go with the Cardinals in this one. Their defense should be pretty tough, especially playing at home. I got to go with the Cardinals. The Bills, I don't know. They're up and down, like I said. But they did play the 49ers. The 49ers have been embarrassing a lot of teams right now. So it's not as bad as it may seem with the Bills, but I just don't know what to say right now. But next matchup, you got the Patriots taking on the Seahawks. Patriots going into Seattle, a very tough place to play. This could be one the Seahawks could steal, but I'm going to go with the Patriots. They're playing really good ball, but the Seahawks could take this. They're a really good team at home. Their defense is playing well, home crowd, so it's going to be a tough one for New England to win, but I got to go with New England in a close one. Next, you got the New York Giants, that rematch against the Giants and San Francisco 49ers. This will be in San Fran. I'm really looking forward to this. The game of the week that I'm looking forward to the most, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to take the 49ers, getting it done this time around at home. Should be a good one. It's going to be physical, but, you know, I'm going to take the 49ers in the end. I like what I'm seeing out of Alex Smith. Frank Gore is doing a good job running the ball, and, you know, they're pretty balanced, and their defense is doing their job. Next, you got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Washington Redskins going into Washington. Seems RG3 will play. He got a little slight concussion there in that last game. I'm going to have to go with the Redskins only because they're at home. If it had been in Minnesota, it would have been vice versa. But I see these two. They're on equal footing here, or around the same, I'd say. But, you know, I'm leaning towards the Redskins being at home. So I'm going to go with Washington. Next, you got that the Green Bay Packers taking on the Houston Texans. Tough one for Green Bay. They've been having troubles, especially on offense, well, defensive-wise. They just got to put a complete game together. They're up and down, but, you know, they're there. If they just make some key adjustments, they can really get it on fire. But right now I got to go with the Texans being at home as well. Yeah, I'm taking the Texans in that matchup. Next, you got the Monday night game, which is the Broncos taking on the San Diego Chargers. Going to be a good one. The division game, I want to see how, if one of these two teams, because I'm expecting one of these two teams to take this division, we're going to see, it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a big one to decide what's going to happen in the near future here for this division. But in this one, you know, the Chargers are at home, so since I'm like kind of stuck on who to choose, I mean, I want to say the Chargers because they're at home, but at the same time, if the Broncos could just get it together in the first half, it could really change the outcome of this. But you know, I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this one, being at home. But it's gonna the Broncos. I feel they're gonna surprise me, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers. And last but not least, you got the Detroit Lions finally coming off of their bye to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully they made some key improvements working with their special teams and defensive wise. I'm not sure if we have Delmas back. Help some guys get healed up like Mike LaShore. I don't think we're going to have Jabba Best back just yet, but you know, the Eagles, they came off a tough loss against the Steelers with the fumbles that Vic had, but you know, it's a tough loss for them. They could have had that game. You know, the Eagles are playing some decent ball if they could just hold on to the ball. They've been playing some good games. The Lions, on the other hand, have been up and down. It's either one thing or another. It's the offense, the defense, the special teams. They just haven't really been able to get it together. And them being in the Lions going into Philly, I honestly have to say I'm going to have to pick the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. It's going to be a tough one for the Lions to win because, you know, as we know, the Eagles, they have a lot of firepower on offense, and the Lions' defense hasn't been up there right now. They got some things to work on with the defense, and then the Lions' offense has been very inconsistent. So I need to see more from the Lions in general. And the special teams, I expect that to be improved. I expect them to be an improved offense, but not by too much. I don't expect too much out of the passing game because the Eagles do have a very good secondary. I like what I've seen out of the Eagles secondary with Namdi and all their other guys back there. Maybe we'll have a little more luck running the ball, but I don't see by how much. I just don't see the Lions winning this game. This is going to be another loss for them in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. They could surprise us, but yeah, it should be fun watching the two fronts of these two teams. Their defensive front getting pressure on each other, but we'll see how it goes. But I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this game. You guys leave me your comments, and see you next time on the Detroit Lions Fonza.